have the direct control over the mind. That's called Antaranga Yoga. The three limbs: Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. Normally, when you look at the mind either it goes into sleep or gets into a episode phase. Now in Antaranga Yoga, we are now looking at the mind and direct control. So the grossest form of mind is a random mind, a episode mind, a chanchala mind, a monkey mind, jumping from one subject to another subject, one subject to another subject. We are all familiar with that monkey mind. And what do? We have to develop concentration. When we develop concentration, what are we doing essentially? We are moving from multiple subjects to a single subject. In Chanchalata, you are now sitting and trying to hear this Antaranga Yoga. Suddenly the mind jumps. Oh, today what is the breakfast? Oh, too much hot here. The fan is not working. What has happened to my mother? She was admitted to hospital. Jump from one subject to another, one subject to another. In concentration, all the thoughts are related to one another. All related to the Antaranga Yoga. They are logically connected. All the flowers are scattered here and you bring them and form a nice garland. That is concentration. So there is energy that gets channelized in concentration. We know the usefulness of concentration. Better the concentration you have, better is the result that you get in every action we do. If you have better and better concentration, you will be a success. So we all develop concentration in our education system fully. Nothing special to yoga. But then Patanjali gives the next step. From concentration, from ekagrata to dharana. From multiple thoughts, you go into a single thought. Fix the mind on a single thought. Desha bandha chittasya dharana, he defined. Fixing the mind on a single thought is dharana. You must focus your mind fully onto a single thought. Don't allow the mind to go to here and other thoughts. And that is the focusing. For the result, the thought becomes very powerful. Just like you have a lens with the sunlight and put the paper below and adjust, the paper is going to burn. Why? All the incident energy of the lens gets focused on a very sharp single point. And because of the energy intensity, the temperature goes up and it burns the paper. Same thing happens here. When you fix all the energies on a single thought, the thought becomes extremely powerful. It can go deep down and cleanse all our inner samskaras, vasanas and the bad things, and it can burn up and make you purified. Dharana is a very powerful process. And in shooting, this is what people are made to learn. You got the eye of the bull, you are fixed there. And first you must go on looking at that bull's eye. And if you are able to keep the vision steady for minimum 10 to 15 seconds, then you are allowed to shoot. So this is called Dharana. Dharana is very strenuous. You can't do Dharana for a long time. Even if you do Dharana intensely for 20 seconds, you start getting headache here. So what is to be done? Padma says, go to the next step. Dhyana. Dhyana is to keep the mind on a single thought effortlessly, in a very relaxed way. Tatra pratyaya ekatanata dhyanam, he defined. The mind should be in a single thought. Taila dharavat. You have an inclined plane, you put the oil is going to smoothly flow down. The mind should smoothly flow down into the single thought. Many people tell that meditation is concentration. Wrong. In concentration, you are going to speed up the mind. Why do I say that? Let's say that he reads 30 pages in an hour, whereas she reads 50 pages an hour. Both of them have good grasp. Whom do we say has more concentration? Naturally she, 50 pages. What's happening to the mind? The number of thoughts in a minute is increasing. If he has 300 thoughts per minute, she has 600 thoughts per minute. So in concentration, you speed up the mind. Faster mind, quicker mind, brilliant mind, sharper mind, faster. Whereas in meditation, in Dhyana, it is reverse, slowing down. 100 thoughts per minute, 50 thoughts per minute, 10 thoughts, 5 thoughts, single thought. Tatra pratyaya ekatanata dhyanam. So Dhyana reduces the speed of thoughts. It reduces the metabolic rate. It gives you very deep rest to the system. The mind becomes calm and quiet and move towards this happiness and blissful thing. What characterizes meditation therefore is, there is a single thought, number one. Number two, there is effortlessness. You stay in that single thought without effort. And the mind slows down. Slowness. Normally when you slow down, the general habit of the mind is to sleep. So no sleep, sir. Fourth point is wakefulness. And the last is a feeling of expansiveness. The mind starts opening up, expansion. These are the 5 features of Dhyana. Single thought, effortlessness, slowness, wakefulness and expansiveness. Then you stay in the Dhyana for more and more time. Then the mind explodes into what we call Samadhi. Samadhi is super consciousness. Samyak adhiyate iti Samadhi. That mind becomes one with that meditation. What is the difference between Samadhi and other states? In all other states of our normal activities, there are 3 things. The subject, object and the interaction. I am eating the food, I am there, food is there and the process of eating. I am talking, I am there, the subject of my talk and the process of talking. Similarly, even in meditation, there is a meditator, meditated and the process of meditation. When the 3 things merge together, it becomes Samadhi. The meditator becomes one with that meditated object. Tadeva arthamatra nirbhasa swarupa shunyamiva samadhihi, Patanjali says. So you become one with that object. What object you have chosen? Maybe Rama or Krishna or Hanuman or Om or just a leaf or a point, a Om, anything you might have taken. But you become one with that. As if you have lost yourself and you become one with that. So there is a wonderful expansion that takes place. And the mind jumps from one level of operation to a higher level of operation, subtle layer of operation. We see a similar thing happening in the physical world as well. This is called quantum jump. An electron is swirling around the nucleus in a particular orbit. So you go on putting energy into this electron more and more. When it receives a certain quantum of energy equivalent to h nu, then the electron jumps from this orbit to a higher orbit. This is called quantum jump. Similar thing happens in the mind level. The mind is operating in a particular region, in this area. And when you stay in the Dhyana for longer and longer time, the stage will come, it will move from this to the higher level of consciousness. This is called Samadhi. What characterizes this higher thing? Greater knowledge, greater power, greater freedom, greater bliss. And there's tremendous amount of bliss that is featuring the Samadhi. So what are the characteristics of Samadhi? There is a single thought and there is an expansion to the next level of consciousness and a higher level of bliss and a higher level of knowledge and higher level of freedom and power. These are the features of Samadhi. So, all these 7 limbs are meant to get to this Samadhi. Each one of them can reach. That's why it's called the limb, Ashtanga. It's not step by step. That you perfect Yama, then you go to Niyama, then you go to Asana, not like that. Even a single Yama or a single Niyama can take you to the Samadhi. Satya, Satya, Satya. Harishchandra took to Satya, integrity, honesty, and reached the highest. Satyamiti Satyavacha Ati Taraha Tapaiti Tapo Nitya Paurushistihi. Paurushistihi. For him, tapas. By tapas alone he reached the Samadhi. So all are different paths to the same goal. You can go to Delhi from Bangalore, while you can go through Madras, you can go through Nagpur, you can go through Pune and then Bombay, you can go various paths. These are all different paths to reach Delhi. The Delhi is goal. Ashtanga Yoga leads to Samadhi as the goal. But most people think that this is the end of the game. Patanjali says, no. Getting the glimpse of Samadhi is the real beginning of yoga. If you don't have the glimpse of Samadhi, you are not really entered into the real yoga. You see. Then start the advanced Raja Yoga, advanced yoga, in which he describes 8 different Samadhis, one deeper than the other, How to do that? He gives the methodology. You use Sanyama, Trayam Ekatra Sanyamaha, says. And using the Sanyama, you transform yourself. You have what are called as Parinamas. 3 types of Parinamas he talks. And in this process of transformation, your body also gets transformed. Your mind gets transformed. Emotions, intellect, everything gets transformed. You go to the higher and higher level of Samadhi. And there you have higher and higher levels of bliss, higher and higher levels of knowledge, higher level of powers. Until you reach the highest, that is the Kaivalya. That is the moksha. Absolute freedom. Freedom from all our tensions, stresses, diseases, bondages. Even bondage of the body is no more there. And that's the ultimate goal of Patanjali Yoga or the Raja Yoga, which Patanjali has described so beautifully. So that gives you the broad spectrum of the Raja Yoga, starting with the Bahiranga Yoga, Yama, Nema, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara. Then we have the Antaranga Yoga, direct control over the mind to gain mastery over the mind. Samadhi, the culmination of the Ashtanga Yoga. Then the 8 types of Samadhis. You move from one Samadhi to the higher and higher and higher until you reach the Kaivalya, the ultimate. And this is the whole spectrum of Raja Yoga that is brought forth by the great seer Patanjali. So let us start our journey effectively with proper understanding and with practice. Practice and theory go hand in hand. The knowledge is necessary so that you will be able to do the practice nicely. And practice is very important, and the practice should go on and on. How long? Satu dirgha kala, nairandarya, satkara, sevito dridabhumihi. It says, for the fructification of the practice, you must do it for a long time, with full commitment, dedication, and full involvement in the process. And then you reach the higher and higher heights. So let us take to the way of life of Raja Yoga to rise to the higher and higher levels and fulfill our lives. Thank you all very much.